Hello and welcome back to the e-learning platform of the GS College of Commerce, Wardhan. In this video lecture, we will see our subject monetary economics. Under the monetary economics, we will cover the topic that is central bank. In the earlier videos of the monetary economics 4th semester, we have covered basically the e-banking aspect. Okay, now today we are starting our 4th unit, that is the central bank. Okay, later on we will come on the third unit. Okay, let's discuss what is the central bank. Basically in this particular chapter we will see the central bank, its objectives, its features, as well as its functions. And we will also cover in this particular chapter, that is the monetary policy of the central bank, or the credit control measures which are adopted by the central bank. So in that particular portion we will cover the credit control measures, that is quantitative as well as qualitative. Both these measures we will cover. Okay, so let's begin. What is this particular topic deals with? Okay, so what is the meaning of the central bank? See, we all know very well that in each and every country there is actually a central bank, and this central bank is there for issuing the currency notes, and the central bank also manages the currency supply in the country. Simultaneously, it also maintains the monetary policy and regulates the monetary affairs of the company. So in our country, that is in India, we also have the central bank, and our central bank is called the Reserve Bank of India. So that Reserve Bank of India was established in the year 1935, and it's operational. Now we will see what is the central bank. So central bank is basically a state institution that usually has the power to regulate the commercial banks, create monetary policy, and provide financial services. As far as the central banks are concerned, it is actually the apex financial institution in the country, which has the power to control the money supply, has the monetary policy, and via the monetary policy it regulates the activity of the financial activities of the country. So what are the features of the central bank? And if we will see in India's perspective, what are the features of the Reserve Bank? So central bank basically formulates and monitor the monetary policy. We have discussed this particular chapter, that is monetary policy, in the 3rd semester. Okay, so monetary policy is actually what? It's a policy which is formulated by the central bank to maintain the monetary stability in the country in terms of price stability, similarly exchange rate stability. Monetary policy has its objectives, broad objectives, which we have seen in the earlier semester. Okay, so central bank basically formulates and monitors the monetary policy. Okay, it maintains the public confidence in the system. Okay, see, when the depositors approaches the commercial bank for depositing the money, okay, so basically these banking business works on what? It basically works on the trust, okay, which the people have on the banking system. That's why the people actually deposit the money. There may be the possibility that the commercial bank may misutilize the people's money, but there should be a certain higher authority. That higher authority should actually control the activities of the commercial banks, so that the public confidence should be there in the commercial banking system. So that confidence is actually developed and built by the central bank via having the different policies, and via the different policies basically the central bank actually controls the activity of the commercial banks. Okay, it facilitates external trade, that is a foreign exchange trade, foreign trade. It provides the foreign exchange also, and whatever the foreign exchange comes to the country, it actually works as a custodian of the foreign exchange reserve of the country. Okay, so maintenance as well as the development and the maintenance of the foreign exchange market is also one of the feature of the central bank. Central bank gives public the adequate quantity of supply of the currency notes. Okay, we find the currency notes are actually printed by the central bank, and these currency notes are circulated by the central bank. Okay, so via the effective monetary policy, these activities are performed. Now we will see what are the objectives of the central bank. Basically, see what are the objectives. If we will see, all these objectives are somewhat related with the functions, that is to manage the monetary and the credit system of the country, to stabilize the internal and external value of the rupee. Okay, so internal and external value of the rupee can be stabilized via the different basically see internal value of the rupee can be stabilized by the central bank by proper currency issues as well as by the monetary policies. Similarly, the external value of the currency, okay, external value of the currency in terms of what? In terms of the other countries. Okay, so that is established by the central bank to maintain the balance between the demand and supply of the currency. Okay, so the currency's demand is made, currency supply is done by the central bank, so that the equilibrium and the proper balance is maintained by the central bank. Okay, similarly, development of the organized money market in the country, we have discussed in the earlier semester the monetary money market. Okay, and the money market is one of the important ingredient in the country economic structure of the country. Okay, so it's a responsibility of the central bank to have the control over the money market also, so organizing it properly. And we have seen its work as a regulator. RBI or the central bank works as a regulator of the money market also. Okay, proper arrangement of the agriculture finance. Agriculture finance is needed to the large number of the farmers in the country. Okay, and these finance is to be provided to the ultimate people, to the needy people. It's ensured by the central bank via its different mechanism. Okay, different banking system or different via the banking system, this is ensured by the central bank. Similarly, the industrial finance, which is needed or which is very fundamental for the industries to run, it's also ensured via what? Basically, it's ensured via the setting up of the different industrial bank in the country. Okay, and if you are talking about the agriculture finance, the NABARD also provides this financial assistance to the farmers. Okay, and actually not the NABARD directly does it, via its different via the banking system or RRBs, regional rural banks. Via that the agriculture finance is provided. Similarly, agriculture finance is also provided by the commercial banks. Okay, industrial finance is also provided the commercial banks. There is also the industrial banks are also there, but these proper arrangement is ensured by the central bank. Okay, so proper arrangement of the public debts. Public debts are basically the government borrows the fund from the public. Okay, so that is also proper arrangement is also done by the central bank. Okay, to establish the monetary relation with the other countries and as well as other financial institutions, and the centralization of the cash reserve ratios of the commercial bank. We all know that the commercial bank has to keep the certain reserves with the central bank. Okay, so that is to be maintained properly. So these are basically the objectives. Okay, and somehow we will find these objectives are interlinked with the functions of the central bank. Okay, now see what are the functions of the central bank. The first one is there, the bank of note issue. Okay, issue of the notes. Okay, what we find, the note issues, sorry, there is a mistake, bank of issue of notes is there. Okay, so basically what we find, the notes issue task of note issue functions is performed by in every country by the central bank, so that there should be the proper currency notes, better control can be maintained, uniformity can be maintained. All this can be possible via the one bank's while one bank issues the currency note. So central bank basically issues the currency note in the country. Okay, similarly what we find, the central bank regulate the currency of the country and the total money supply in the economy. This is very essential function of the central bank. Basically, see what happens. We had studied in the third semester the inflation, deflation. Okay, so what is there? The inflation problem develops because of what? If there is, we find one of the reason is there, that is the excessive money supply in the economy, more demand of the goods and services. Okay, so when the money supply is more, then again it's harmful for the economy. When the money supply is less, again it's harmful for the economy. So it's very necessary that there should be the proper money supply in the economy. Okay, and that is actually ensured by the central bank, so that the economy should not suffer with the trade cycles, or to which we can say the economy should not suffer with these problems of inflation and deflation. Okay, so this is the first and the foremost function of the function of the central bank, that is the issue of the currency notes. Okay, the next one is the custodian of the cash reserves. Okay, what we find the commercial banks basically has to keep the cash reserves with the central bank. Okay, and that cash reserves is basically utilized by them in case of the emergency also. So these cash reserves which are actually come from the commercial banks is kept with the central banks. So central banks works as a custodian of these cash reserve. Okay, so the cash reserves are basically it's kept with the central bank, and it affects the centralization of the cash reserve of the member banks. Okay, now we will see banker, agent and advisor to the government. See, the central bank works on the three capacity, that is the banker to the government. Whenever the government is in need of the money, or government is in need of the fund, then the government funds requirement is fulfilled by the central bank. So banker to the government, agent as well as advisor, and similarly it provides basically the different advices to the government in terms of the financial matters, in terms of the monetary policies. Okay, so here the central bank works as a banker, agent and advisor to the government. As a banker to the government, it makes and receives payments on behalf of the government. It advances short-term loans to the government to tide over the difficulties of. Okay, so these are the basically banker, agent and advisor function of the government. Now we'll see custodian of the foreign exchange reserves. Okay, or foreign exchange balances. See what we find. The foreign exchange reserves is very important for every country. Because of that, we make the payments. Okay, and these payments are necessary for these payments are necessary for the payment. These payments are necessary basically for meeting the export import requirement. Okay, so basically import requirement, we'll say import requirement. So the central bank works as a custodian of the foreign exchange reserves. Whatever the foreign exchange comes to the country via the export, so that is also basically maintained by the central bank. Okay, now so it keeps the reserves and works as a custodian of the foreign exchange reserve. Similarly, the central bank also perform the clearing house function. What is basically the clearing house function? Where different commercial banks basically keep the cash reserves with the central bank. Okay, and ultimately, see, one commercial bank's balance comes to the another commercial bank. Okay, and at the end, these clearing house function actually settles the account. Okay, here one example is given. Suppose they are the two banks and they draw checks on each other, and suppose bank A has due to 8 rupees 3000 from bank B, okay, and has to pay rupees 4000 to B. At the clearing house, mutual claims are offset and the bank A pays the balance of rupees 1000 to B. Okay, so what is there? Mutually, in both the terms, in both the types of the banks, basically the certain balance are developing or certain balance are to be paid. Okay, and that is actually settled via the clearing house function. So clearing house function is actually one of the important function, and via the clearing house function, the banks balances, okay, interbanks balances are settled. Okay, lender of the last resort. Lender of the last resort, it means that the commercial banks can approach to the central bank at the time of the crisis for borrowing the money. Okay, and the central bank basically fulfills their requirement. These requirements are fulfilled via giving the loans to the commercial bank. The commercial banks actually rediscounts their bills and meet their financial requirements. Okay, so the central bank basically fulfills the requirement of the commercial banks whenever they are in the need of the fund. Okay, so that's why it's called lender of the last resort. So the central banks actually fulfills the requirement of the commercial banks in terms of emergency whenever they are in need of the fund. Basically, see, the funds needs are basically fulfilled via the money market also in case of the short term money requirements. Okay, so these can be fulfilled by each of the banks. Okay, money at call and short notice. So via that again the requirements are fulfilled, but indeed the requirements are not fulfilled via that, then their last resort is the central bank. So central banks actually fulfills the requirement of the commercial banks in case if they are in the emergency. Okay, similarly, control of the credit, we had discussed this earlier, that is the credit is basically generated by the commercial banks. Okay, and this credit is generated, we have seen this from the two point of view, from the single bank point of view, from the multiple bank of point of view. Okay, in the first chapter of this particular semester. So credit is generated, but this credit which is generated is actually regulated by the central bank. Okay, via its monetary policy. So we will discuss, or we will see this controller of the credit function, whereby the central bank actually controls the activity of the credit creation, which is done by the commercial bank. So credit is quite extent controlled by the central bank via its policies, that is the quantitative measurement as well as the qualitative measurement, which we will see in the next lecture. Okay, protection of the depositors' interest. Protection of the depositors' interest, as I told earlier, depositors, when deposit the money with the central bank, they not with the central bank, the deposit the money with the commercial bank. So they have basically the trust. Okay, and these trust can be restored by the central bank via the proper regulation and the proper regulation over the financial system of the country. Okay, by formulating the policies which the commercial bank has to follow. Time to time the policies are framed, and via that the commercial banks actually fulfills the requirement of the public. Okay, so these policies are basically framed by the central bank, and via that the interest of the depositors are quite extent secured. Okay, so these are the functions of the functions of the central bank. In the next video lecture, we will discuss basically the credit control measures which are adopted by the central bank. Thank you.